Okay, so today we are just going to do a brief overview of holistic nursing care. So I just want you to stop and pause and take a deep breath and think about what holistic nursing care means for you. As many of you have already taken many nursing courses, I know that you've heard this a lot, but in this course we're going to be thinking about it a little more broadly. We want to be thinking about the application of all four of these elements. What are these four elements? They are the application and care of the physical body, the emotional self, spiritual, and mental. And so we want to be thinking that a person is more than the organs or brain, heart that's pumping, but it's a whole person who has emotions or stressors, life stressors that impact heart rate, that impact someone who has atrial fibrillation, that can cause blood clotting and then moving to the lungs or the brain, causing either a stroke or pulmonary embolism. They're all connected. So we want to be thinking about the broader scope, even the idea that where someone lives, do they live near a part of town where they hear gunshots? Are they in a home? Do they live on the streets? How does that impact their financial income and how they can get their medication for their hypertension or diabetes? Are they in a spot where they are mentally disabled, or they have a diagnosis of cerebral palsy or something where they need additional help? What about their spiritual beliefs? Are they someone who may have a GI bleed but doesn't believe in getting a blood transfusion? How do we, as people who believe in traditional medicine, usually you do when you come into nursing, help and think about how do we relate to people who might not believe in the same thing that you do, or think the way you do, or live in the same area of town that you do, or whatnot. So we want to be thinking, so these four elements are a part of the holistic care that we bring, but the elements of ethical and cultural considerations applies to that extremely. So when you want to be thinking about ethical issues, you want to be thinking, how does one define quality of life? Do they believe that a ventilator, living on a ventilator, is life or not? And asking people who are different from yourself, who are they? What do they believe? Where do they come from? What does a family unit look like? If they say, this is my brother, what does that mean? Does that mean it's actually a cousin or a friend biologically, or does that mean they're biologically their brother? So wanting to really think about asking questions, and maybe asking questions you wouldn't have asked originally. So this is just a broad overview of some of the things we're going to dig into in cultural, ethical, holistic care.